There you are, Slinky.
Greetings, Jesse.
Howdy, Ham. Well, howdy, Rex.
Oh, it was all a dream. That's not a real video game. Too bad. I think I would have enjoyed reviewing Jesse the toy slaying bounty hunter Jedi master for Xbox. I suppose instead I can review that crappy Toy Story plug and play game. Toy Story 3 Plug and Play, released in 2010. This was a joystick that plugged directly into your TV, no console required. The joystick itself is actually quite big compared to other plug-and-play joysticks, but really slim. I do like the design, it's kind of neat. This one has quite an impressive amount of games on it, 10 in total, which is certainly bang for your buck, providing they're any good. The first one is Toy Story Town Battle, where you take to the skies as Buzz Lightyear in a shoot-'em-up style game. Here you'll battle deadly balloons and really stiff-moving space shuttles and pods. Each level has a boss battle, some sort of toy in a bubble, which do look kind of creepy sometimes. All the bosses are pretty much the same and can be a little tricky. They move all over the screen. And it's sometimes really hard to see their shots. They're really tiny. Unfortunately, there's very little variation in both minion and boss enemies, so you're not given much motivation to play. There's nothing new to see later or new challenges to face. You get flooded with 1-ups appearing all the time, so the occasional death isn't a big deal in this one. And you do get power-ups, but completely underwhelming. It just makes your shots stronger. There's no spread fire or super concentrated laser blasts. It's just very boring power-ups. So with the boring power-ups and a mix of a lack of variety of enemies, I found myself that I didn't really enjoy this one too much. Slinky Dog Marbles. This puzzle game has Slinky the dog dropping marbles onto a board full of other marbles. You just need to match 2 marbles to make it disappear, but it works in a chain reaction fashion. If you match 2 marbles, any connection to the same color, even on an angle, will delete them all. The level does raise slightly as you progress, adding to the challenge. And Woody and Rex come out and do a little jig for you now and again. Yahoo! And for some reason, Slinky looks like he's an NES graphic, while Woody and Rex don't. Not very consistent graphics we have here. Now, I didn't find this game too bad, but I certainly didn't feel that puzzle excitement I got from playing a game like Tetris or Columns. It just felt a little dull, like something was missing. Again, not too bad, but nothing special here either. Same but different. This one has you looking at 2 different pictures and clicking on that difference in the picture. It's spot the difference between 2 pictures, okay? Each picture has about 5 differences you have to find. Now, normally I'm not too fond of these games, but this one was done actually pretty decent. You got a health bar and a timer. Your health starts disappearing the longer you take to figure out the difference. You also lose health if you click on the wrong spot in the picture, so you can't just rapidly click all over the picture. I actually played a few spot the difference games where this was allowed, which really takes the fun out of it. Losing health will cost you a life, but you get to keep going from where you last left off, so that was pretty good. You also get a few insta-finds, but you only get 5 for the entire game. So again, I'm not particularly big on these types of games, but they definitely did get it right here. I would say even this is a good representation for an industry standard for spot the difference games, I suppose. Sunnyside Race. This one's a back view racing game where you race against other shippy pod thingies. There's no weapons or anything like Mario Kart has, so you just kind of drive and turn occasionally. Pass another pod now and again, and you can bump into them, and I guess it slows you down, and that's about it. There's nothing interesting about the handling or joystick feel of this racing game either. This is just a extremely basic racing game. It's not a lot of fun. Alien Treasure Hunt. In this one you play as a little claw alien, and a whole bunch of freaky looking toys float by holding balloons, dropping a toy which you can catch. There's a set amount of toys to catch per level, and if you catch a green slime you will lose a life. Now there's a little bit of enjoyment in this game, but not too much. Visually things start repeating quickly, and some choppy graphics certainly don't help things either. The concept itself isn't too bad, but again just not enough variety and change-ups to make it interesting. Wack Loto. This one's a first-person gallery style shooter where waves of pink bears, is that a bear? I guess it's a bear? Where waves of pink bears come charging at the screen. You try to shoot them before they get to you, and you do have to reload now and again, which will leave you vulnerable. Sometimes the bears are wearing body armor where they take 2 hits instead of 1, and they get faster as time goes by, so good to see that. A bit of a progressive challenge, always good. Now when you get hit it's a little strange. They sometimes stop and take your health, and other times they just run into you and take your life instantly. It appears how they attack you is random, so you don't know if you're going to die or take a hit. It's weird. It also looks like that bear is holding something. I can't quite tell what it is. It looks like a ancient scroll or a lunch bag. I'm not sure, but he's holding something. The problem with this game is lack of enemy diversity, of course, but the joystick works awful with this game. It's slow and imprecise, and it really hurts the experience of playing this. I do like the cartoony graphics here. It's much better than those other graphics that look like they came from a dollar store sticker album. But despite this game's flaws, you know what? This was probably one of the more enjoyable games in the collection. Next up is High Rolling Pairs. It's a stupid matching game. Sunnyside Breakout. Well, this one is a fairly ugly side-scrolling shooter where you shoot the evil, villainous balloons again. How threatening. It features a spread power-up, which is great to see, boss battles, and children frozen in time. And looking at my ship there, it kind of looks like that's Buzz Lightyear's head, but it's like huge for some reason. It looks really off. Now, I certainly enjoyed this game more than the first shooter on this collection, but like a lot of games on here, it's still pretty basic, and you know what? That seems to be what's really hurting a lot of the games on here. Better than the last game, but still not too good. Woody's Great Escape. This one is one of those infinite runners. I think it is, because, you know what, I couldn't play this. The Woody sprite animations were driving me nuts, first of all. When he jumps left or right, it looks like he's standing. It was really distracting. The little bit I did play, though, I mean, this is challenging, so that's a good thing. But the way the joystick is designed, it does not complement this game at all. I found myself fighting with the joystick while playing, and that's never a good thing. So what might have been a good game was ruined by bad controls, so you know what? Too bad. Oh well, boo-hoo. And finally, Garbage Truck Pursuit, which is just another racing game, but, you know, with kind of better graphics, I suppose. But you know what, at this point, I really didn't care anymore. I was just done with this joystick. Enough. So pretty much overall, the Toy Story 3 plug and play is quantity over quality. The SpongeBob plug and play I did recently had a great collection. Almost all the games were enjoyable, it looked good, and it played good. Toy Story, though, is just a large amount of uninspired, basic cookie-cutter games, without a place graphics, and the joystick not being ideal to enjoy some of the games on here. I always like a large game selection on these things, but sometimes more isn't better. And this is one of those cases. Toy Story 3 is an overall disappointing plug and play. Thanks for watching.